Welcome back, it's holidays! Hey everybody, it's Rudy with Alpha Investments. Welcome to the end of 2019. It is holiday time, so we're going to go over a few major updates going on today. Nothing too crazy, kind of a nice little discussion today. We're talking about the Throne of Eldraine being off allocation, Secret Lair impact, because tomorrow is technically the official release of the Secret Lair through Wizards Direct. Core 2020, still holding surprisingly like $100 expected value, really surprising. And of course, Commander 2019, of course, a lot of the patrons, people have been asking me about the supply, the restock of this, and what's going on. I want to give some information on that particular product line now that we are getting the official final reprint coming right now. So I don't know where to start. All right, we'll do the shameless Rudy plug shill first. Commander 2019. Just like previous year, like you guys know, last year, 2018, for those of you still around, I was hardcore. I went all in and bought as much as I could nationwide. This year is going to be no different. I'm going to go for the same approach. I'm going to try to go for 3,000 Commander 2019 sealed displays. I don't know if I'm able to get that much filled through all the distributors nationwide, but that is the goal. Which is an interesting thing, because if you think about it, remember when the first wave a couple months ago of Commander 2019 came out, I mean, stores and online, these things were like $160. People were paying almost $200 for a set of these at the peak. It was crazy. So obviously they've leveled out to, I think the average price now is what, 130s is the average. I've seen a little higher, a little lower, depending what shop, what taxes, what state, all the stupid stuff that you live in. But anyway, so of course, first thing, yes, so the patrons, we got Throne of Eldraine, $79.99 shipped for all the patrons, not going to run out. It's off allocation, plenty to go around, no worries. Still got the War, got the Core 20. Everyone's happy about that finally, especially with the Throne. We've been waiting patiently. Commander 2019 is $119 shipped for the patrons, including all fees, shipping, hidden taxes, everything's included. And for the next 24 hours is my little Cyber Monday. I guess it's a thing. I think it's kind of a little fugazi, but all the patrons, as you'll see, you've probably already received the message if you're watching this video. For the next 24 hours till midnight of Cyber Monday, all the patrons who get a case of Commander 2019, which is 4 displays, you get an extra 10 free bonus booster packs I'm going to throw inside the top of the case, just as a thank you and just for something fun for you to open during the holidays. I think it'd be a fun thing. So it's pretty cool. Pretty much probably going to be Core 2019, because I got a ton of loose packs of Core 2019 from the gift boxes, so I'm just going to kind of hand them out as a thank you. And I know a lot of you are going to be buying the Commander anyways, so I thought it'd be cool to get 10 free booster packs just to have fun and give away as stocking stuffers to your friends and family. Thought it'd be a nice little gesture. So we're going to do that. People are going to ask me if I bought Commander previously, can I buy again in December? Yes, there's the limit is 4 per person, or 1 display case of 4 sets per account per month. I hope to be able to keep it in stock to the patrons for at least a week or two more. I don't know if I'm going to keep it all the way through till January 1st, and then I can guarantee you by the New Year's, I will not be offering it. That'll be the end of it, just like Commander 2018. My goal is to try to get a couple thousand of these. And then obviously I'll probably sell half the position to the patrons at today's cheaper price. And then I'm going to keep the rest for my personal long-term investment. So I'm going to have to monitor the numbers there. And once it starts running low, and of course my definition of running low would be once I get below like 1,000 left and below 500 is kind of I don't want to go below 500 supply for long-term there. So when you really reflect on it, it's really funny. Because I remember so many people on the market when the prices and the canceled orders and the relisting it higher, and the Commander, when it became such a, I couldn't believe a new release Commander was average price on eBay was 160s to 180s. It was really a shocking time a couple months ago. And, I know some people are like, look, I just want to play the cards. I don't want to wait for the restock. And it's funny to see how all this is unfolded. Because Commander 2019 is actually a better, stronger product than Commander 2018. I don't think anybody's really arguing any different on that subject. And which is funny to see, I think this is something Wizards has learned. When a product comes out new and released and it's real hot, it sells and it runs out and that's that. But when the restock finally shows up months later, the hype train is no longer pushing the product. And everybody tends to move on because Wizards has wired all of us to be very short-term thinkers. It's all about that. What's the name? Rudy! Throne of Eldraine? Rudy's pushing collector's boxes? Nobody wants that. It's about on the news. What's the new set? Akori? Theros 14? Zendikar 8? You see what I'm saying? We're all wired to jump to the next thing so quick. When the restock finally shows up, like Commander 2019 did, a couple months went by, and there's no hype train behind it. Now, the only people who want it are people who are like, hey, I can finally get a whole set of 4 at a good price, Or B, a collector and investor is like, hey, I can finally buy a case and I can sit on it because every collector or commander series in the history of Commander has always performed well long term. And hopefully this is no different, but only time will tell. So that's really where we stand with the Commander. I thought it was an interesting story. I may make some more videos on that subject, but it's a fascinating one because, one more thing I want to add before we jump to the next topic is I don't think people give enough credit to non-booster box product. Usually specialty products like Commanders or Master Series or a collector's this and that. Anything that's not a standard booster box tends to have a slightly better probability for a stronger rate of return. They tend to perform a little bit better because they're handled differently. They're not as widespread per se. I don't really know how to say it. So that's an interesting concept. So I'm a huge fan of Commander 2019. I actually like it better. You guys remember how I was all in. I made the funny video and everything about Commander 2018. And actually, I feel the same as I do about 19, and actually even more aggressive on it. So we'll see how it unfolds, and only time will tell who's right and who's wrong. So it'll be a fun thing to see over the next year or two. Let's jump over to the Core 20 and Throne of Eldraine and War of the Spark. So War of the Spark expected values dropped to 70s, 80s, depending on what metric you use. It's still selling extremely well. It's got to be one of the best, if not the best-selling set. I'm sure probably Battle for Zen or Call It Edge, but it's an amazing selling product, and it still sells very strong, and it's still a fun product. Core 20 still remains the underdog with the least amount of product selling of any modern core set, probably since Core 2019, and yet it is still a $100 expected value for Core 20. Very surprising. Sales remain dismal, and it is what it is. Throne of Eldraine. Still averaging about 105 to 115 as an expected value, which is funny because it's off allocation, and it's usually when off allocation, within a week or two later, you see a huge price adjustment. And we haven't seen that. Maybe there's a delayed reaction. We'll give it a few more weeks. But the fact it's still holding over 100 is very unusual to me. I think it's only temporary. Maybe everybody's waiting for their boxes to show up, and there are a lot of... you could literally buy 60 boxes of Throne, crack the boxes, put them all on the internet a couple days later, and chances are you'll probably make a 10 to 30% profit, depending if you have a method of moving the bulk cards, you have some local sales without taxes, shipping, and fees. You can probably make a good profit, but I don't know how long that's going to stay, because like I said, without allocation, that is a really high value for a non-allocated product. So we'll see how that unfolds, but I was really surprised about Throne. I genuinely thought for sure that Throne would be kind of back in that normal, what I call that gray area, the yellow caution zone, which is like $90 expected value. And then once you hit 70s and 80s, it's kind of over with. No one's going to do a mass box opening. Stores aren't cracking packs anymore. And everything's just leveled out. The smoke is settled. The dust is settled. Everybody's moving on and ready for the next set. So I thought that was interesting. I guess we'll go ahead and jump over to what? You guys want to talk about Secret Lair thing? All right, so obviously it's December 1st. Obviously, I'm going to run my little, bonus booster packs with Commander for all my supporters, so I hope you guys enjoy it. And tomorrow is officially Wizards Direct promotion with the Secret Lair launch. I believe it's December 2nd. If I'm wrong, you guys can beat me up in the comments. And obviously, there's no rush, because I believe they said it's available for 24 hours. And then whatever sells, they're going to fill and print that many if they need be. So, interesting. I think it's going to be an interesting one. I really still think everybody is downplaying how well this product's going to sell. I think a lot of store owners, like me and a lot of other people, originally were kind of like, because, it's not going to flow through the distribution and the LGS network to get the product out there. But I still think this is going to be a really strong selling product. I actually think this has the potential. I don't know if it's going to be investable, but I know a lot of people are going to collect it. I don't think it's going to be a nice, smooth increase in value long term. I don't know about that. I could be wrong. We have no history to go by. But I have to admit, the amount of people that are just saying, Rudy, I'm just going to buy one set for myself because it's cool. And then, of course, you get other people saying, I'm going to buy 20 of that one particular Secret Lair because that's the underpriced one. You have a lot of different people with different game plans right now, and I don't think anybody really knows how it's going to unfold. But in my opinion, from what I've noticed, is most people want one set just to at least have it and think it's interesting and unique. So I think that alone is really going to carry a lot of the sales, because even if 1% of Magic players want that, what are there, 10 million Magic players? 1% of 10 million buys this thing? That's a huge number. I mean, if 1% of 10 million even buys these things, I mean, you're looking at, what is that? What, 100,000 people? You know, even if half a percent, half of 1% of Magic players, or a tenth, you see what I'm saying? Overall, I expect this to probably still sell like 50 to 100,000 transactions for Wizards Direct. Now, obviously, whoever's fulfilling and managing this stuff, I hope they're good at what they're doing. But I don't, I don't know. We just don't know the side effects and the collateral damage, like we talked about in some other videos, on some of these single cards, like the Bitter Blossoms, or I guess foil snow-covered lands. I mean, yeah, I don't know. And of course, we don't know the full shipping and fees and taxes that are going to be attached to the orders, which are going to make some people in certain parts of the world get crushed on these different taxes, imports, and shipping. And, where they may pay, oh, look, that one $30 Bitter Blossom might cost us $50 shipped. You see my point? So, anyways, that's it for that. I wanted to bring that up with the Secret Lair. There's one other thing. Secret Lair, Commander. I think that's about it right now. Let's see here. January 1st, patrons, I'm also going to continue doing the Pioneer case every month. I know people have been liking that, where a lot of the newer patrons, they missed out on a previous product that was available. And I'm offering it like an out-of-print product within the last couple of years at only like $5 more. So you have to pay like $84.99 a box instead of $79 if it's out of print. So that's been a good thing. We'll resume that after the Commander sale and all this stuff. I know the Commander's a really big deal for a lot of patrons, a lot of supporters, a lot of viewers like you all watching. The Commander product is usually, in which you can see why Wizards next year is going into this multi-Commander series throughout the year, because they are also seeing that Commander products usually remain an extremely profitable, high-selling product for Wizards of the Coast. It's a major product each year. So to see them wanting to increase it, I'm not surprised. But at the same time, we go down the same path that Wizards always does with everything from dual decks to From the Vaults to core sets to Master Series to lottery cards. Everything, once they see something is successful, they want to milk it for more, increase the quantity, and kind of keep just pushing it until it dissolves and falls apart, and then they rinse and repeat into a new direction. So that is the one thing that scares me and concerns me. So final thoughts, everybody. So right now is the final Commander 2019 second wave reprint. It is an actual reprint. The second print run of Commander 2019 has been completed, and Wizards is in the process of distributing it all. I believe all the distributors are receiving their truckloads and pallets the end of last week and the beginning of this week coming up. So first week of December, this is it. So Wizards has shipped it all out. That is it. So what you see at your distributor level, that's going to be moved to all the stores around the country and the Walmarts around the country. This is everything. What is there? That's it. There is no third print run. And this is it for the whole series there for the 2019. So it'll be interesting to see if it can outpace 2018's growth. That'll be a fun one. So I wanted to lay that out there. Yes, moving into, I think, next year, remember the collector's boxes are going to be released alongside parallel all the standard booster boxes. I got a lot of messages about, are they raising prices? I keep getting this. In the U.S., there is no price increase. Outside the United States, it appears the import-export VAT tax, whatever system they're using or however it's calculated, it appears international people, everything from Canada to South America to Europe to Australia, all the way across the world, seems to pretty much continue to get price increases. And I don't know how much of it is related to WotC's decision, shipping-related logistics, or simply put government intervention on import-export taxing tariffs. I just don't know. So that's about it with that. I think, let's see here. One other comment. People still trying to spread rumors about Throne of Eldraine collector's boxes are overprinted, and there's more print runs coming. Still remains false. There is no distributor in the United States shipping out Throne of Eldraine collector's boxes. I don't know if this is intentional misdirection of some people trying to keep the price suppressed because the price keeps ticking back up towards 300 now. I'm not really sure, or it's just bad information, or it's just, a rumor. I have no idea. The future the future collector boxes, I was told, is the same thing for Ikoria and Theros, and I'm sure they'll do some special thing for Zendikar since that's the treasure hunting series. All these future collectors boxes are going to be the same prices. I don't expect much difference. I think future collectors boxes will come out. They'll be around the $300 to $400 range. I think everything's going to be about the same. I think the print run will probably be the same. I don't think they're going to raise it or lower it because I think Wizards is pretty happy how things worked out with the Throne Collector series for the first time launch. So interesting information for everybody out there. I think that is about it. I think everybody's caught up to date on this. Friendly reminder out there, like I said, with all these different products, and of course tomorrow with the Secret Lair launch, with me running my Cyber Monday, you get 10 free packs of boosters just for buying a case of Commander. I mean, that's a great deal. I'm not gonna lie. While supplies last. With all these things happening, obviously, just a friendly reminder. I know there's a lot of Magic product out there and a lot of things. It's fun. It's an exciting hobby. It's an expensive hobby. No one out there is arguing Magic's cheap. No one has ever argued that. But just, try not to, I appreciate the sales on people buying from me. I see a lot of you out there buying, even when there's TCG Player, eBay sales promos. Just be careful not to overspend during this time of year. Like I always joke around in the financial world, kind of our culture in the United States is we kind of save, invest, 401ks, stay on the green line to retirement. What's your retirement number? And then when the holidays roll around, you tend to have all these coupons and sales and products, not Magic related, just in general in life, that tends to try to get people to buy a lot of things that you normally wouldn't buy, because during this time of year it's deemed okay. So still try to be financially responsible and use your own limits and understand your own situation, because everybody's very different, and try not to overspend on Magic, and of course impulse buying on a bunch of other things that the only reason you're buying it is because you see it on sale in a local store when you would never really buy that particular item or kitchen item or clothing or shoes or shirt. Or just be careful, everybody, because like I said, money is a finite item that is usually traded in as a representation of time. Usually you have to input time, which we only have so much time in this world, and we trade our time working for something to get money that we use to get things we enjoy. So just be very careful with that. It's kind of my final thought. Other than that, got a bunch of fun videos obviously going into December here, where I keep the video train and all kinds of funny things, little humor videos in between, the whiteboard videos in between that, and of course serious financial talks, market updates, a lot of little things like that. And that's it. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great month. I hope you enjoy the channel. As always, thank you to the patrons for allowing me to make this channel possible and give me the time and fund the channel to allow me to make these tons of videos, the box openings, the discussions, and share everything with you all. I really appreciate it. If it wasn't for you guys, I'd still be able to make videos, but you would see literally like I did at the beginning, where it's just one video every 3 days or 2 videos a week. So I really appreciate that privilege to be able to have and fund to do this, 50 videos a month on average. I really appreciate that, everybody. And again, whether you love, hate, or whatever you feel about me, I thank you for watching, and you guys have a great day. Take care of yourself.